I might open the door at one point to let the cat out. I shut the door. She's in here now, just kind of roaming. Okay, so how to say this, which is the struggle I face when there's something I want to communicate that is an experience for me. It's very difficult to put into words. So over a period of time, the last 5 years or so, well, going on 5 years, 4 years and a half, through listening to and reading books, documentaries on near-death experiences, Buddhism, meditation, Osho, which is a spiritual guru that was, I believe, in the 70s, 80s, 90s, and Sadhguru today. Anyways, the list can go on. Eckhart Tolle, the list could go on. I mean, I've come to recognize that something that happened to me in 2016, I recognize the connection between what I feel is a new sense I have awoken from then to what everyone is talking about. And I've had a direct experience of it during one of the experiences I had. I made a video about it called my Kundalini Awakening. During that experience, I experienced exactly what they say in the NDE community. I don't usually like using tags like that, but it gives something for a person to, you can use your brain to, I know it. Near-death experience. Anyways, they talk about a vastness when you're on the other side, when you leave the body. At some point, many people talk about going into this dark void, which is extremely comforting, and you feel loved and welcome and warm and all of those fuzzy, nice things. So I also experienced that. And what I recognized just recently, I saw it on they call them STEs, spiritually transformative experiences. I was like, okay, I wondered for a long time what happened to me, and I knew there was other people that had experienced this. So when you have these types of experiences, as if you have as well, you're left with this profound feeling of what happened. You want to know. So anyways, the point of this video, I had to explain that before I could get to the meat. I had to give you the ground first. I want to share with you that there's a connection with you right now to the very comforting, vast emptiness that they describe, a complete dark, which is strangely lit up. It's like a dim light. Some people say it's as if like you take I heard it described as if you take like a shade and you put it over a lamp, and there's no shadows cast, or like a cloudy sky, I should say, no shadows cast. It's exactly how I experienced it, and it's exactly how they describe it as well. So many people in Buddhism, and it's amazing. And I want to share with you that you have this connection right now, and it's just that it's so mundane, which is the lesson that I was left with. To accept the mundane, I had to recognize recently that this feeling that back in 2016 I was able to have my awareness shot to at such an intensity that it felt like a new sense, but it's always been there. We always have it. It's just we're so distracted with other things. And when I try to feel it, the more distracted I am, the more I'm doing mind activity, the more I'm watching a story in my mind, the more I'm watching TV, the more I'm focused, externally on anything. It doesn't matter, even thinking. The more my attention is in other places, the less I feel it. Jesus called this tending to the lamp. Might have used a different wording, but it's exactly what he meant. In the sense, to say, for example, if you're holding a lamp and it's a flame, let's say you're holding it like this, you don't want to burn your hand. Let's say you're holding a lamp, and as you're walking, you want to make sure that the flame doesn't blow out. So you would protect that flame. And what he means in that is that you have this connection to that, and from my experience, if you're not careful, that connection can seem to slip away. It doesn't in reality, but the moment you become distracted and you're not, it's not in your awareness, slightly at least in your awareness a little bit, then you become lost in mind activity. And because the body responds to the mind, very much so, the more the activity is led, the more you live your body activity led by just the random thinking and random distractions, the more the body feels pulled apart in every which direction. There's no sense of unity. There's no sense of balance, stability. It's more of irritability. Is more like how you feel instead, and you always left with this. I don't know how to explain it. It's just a feeling. So Jesus mentioned to guard the flame, you need to consciously return your awareness to that sense. And I feel extremely grateful that I was shown, like, very explosively what it is, and then having certain experiences that was shown that brought me to the other side, and this is there, and showed me when I came back, it's also here. You're constantly connected to say. So this is something that I believe is extremely important for every human being, because every video that I talk from, I'm connected to it. I believe every person that does channeling, everyone that does lives a life that's more in tune to their higher self, an artist, art. I believe this is a place that is accessible for every human being, and it's really not that difficult to do. A thought comes to my mind of when Yoda says, "Don't think, just do." And in the same way, when I ask you to pick up a cup of water, you're not going to think, how am I going to, oh my God, I got to do, like, there's so many fingers that I need to move. Wow, how can I, if you get lost in the details, you're never going to make anything happen. So in reality, when it comes to the spiritual world and the inner aspect of yourself, you already know everything. So you don't need to be shown anything. It takes simply doing. So if I say, feel the aliveness in your body and remain connected to it, and I don't ask you how, I just, and you just simply do that. And however subtle it might be, if you remain in that state of awareness there, that conscious state of awareness, and you become mindful, you become alert and watching, receptive to, well, what is happening? If there's something there, can it be perceived? Let me see for myself. You go in with a question, because I'm not telling you anything. I'm only pointing to a place where I've been in my experience, and I can't say whether or not it's real for you. but I can say it definitely feels real for me, and there's great value there. That's really all I can say, and hopefully that encourages you to look for yourself, because I don't think anyone can give you anything, but whatever you find for yourself will be truly everlasting. Whatever is real, what is real cannot be lost. So, and that connection is always there. That is real for me. No matter what of the darkest times, I've always been able to connect to it. And the moment I do, it immediately brings a sense of a slight sense of calm if I'm really low. And of course, if I'm really high and I tap into it, it feels like surging waves of energy, which I can direct in whatever way I want subtly. And you can play with it and you can do all kinds of stuff like that. And that's not the point. You want to enjoy it. You want to have fun with your life and yourself. But you don't want to manipulate these things. So it's very careful to be sincere. Learn to laugh at yourself. But don't get carried away with, oh, look what I can do and that sort of thing. So remain true on the path. It's not about showing off, you know. Even though when you find yourself showing off, which you most likely will, just be yourself. Be yourself and remain open. Things are going to flow. Things are going to be said. You're not going to control all of it necessarily. Sometimes you're going to feel as though you have no choice, no option, and you're going to feel some form of regret from what came out. Just don't worry about anything that comes out of you in those moments. If you would just simply be yourself and allow yourself to flow and just keep flowing, keep flowing, keep flowing. Allow yourself to flow. Don't get stuck on anything. Keep flowing. And the more you tap into your flow, the more you'll see that people already forgave you and that everyone's looking for you to rise up and forgive yourself, and so that they can give themselves permission to do it too. So, and we all just kind of raise ourselves higher and higher that way. We free ourselves. So I'll leave you with that. Wherever you are. Thank you. Peace.